and welcome to this video in which I'll be reacting to San Marino's song for Eurovision 2024 1111 by Megara.
A disclaimer. I hadn't addressed this before because I had hoped that the EBU would come to the correct decision by now, but since they have not, I do need to address it myself. Israel should not be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2024. If Russia hadn't been banned in 2022, maybe we'd be having a different conversation right now, and on a personal note, maybe Eurovision wouldn't have become such an important part of my life, but this is the reality that we are living in, so this is the conversation that we are having. Regardless of what you think of the current atrocities happening in Gaza, intentionally cutting off other people's access to food, water, and electricity is abhorrent, not to mention the act of killing. If you think governments and broadcasters should be considered as separate entities, consider the situation with Russia again. There is a video explaining why Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate linked in the description, and the creator also calls to action about what you can do yourself. Please watch that video and do something. Further resources are also listed as and when they become relevant. I'll stop talking about this when it stops being relevant.
Now, I did think about filming a video the entire day today, exploring who San Marino should send. But for some reason, it stopped being a priority at some point, so I didn't. But I don't know who is actually singing for San Marino, so I'm about to find out right now. Megara! Okay. She competed in Benidorm first last year, and I have no idea about 1111. Okay, that's interesting. She was one of the fan favourites in Benidorm first last year, as far as I know. I do not know this song at all. This will be my absolute first reaction. I had kind of slightly hoped for Loredana Berthe because she just seems a bit iconic. There was also a Slovenian band, I think, that made it into the final of Una Volta per San Marino, so I'm also curious about their performance. Otherwise, I'm excited to watch this performance because I don't really recall her song from Benidorm first last year because I wasn't watching the national finals last year. I only watched stuff afterwards, so I didn't properly catch up. And San Marino does tend to stick to the rockier side. Because the song title is just numbers, I have no idea what language this is even in. Apart from France, this is truly the first time that I have like no idea about the song going into it. So I'm pretty excited. Megara definitely has a standout look with the, I think, split-dyed hair, pink and black. That will definitely be an attention-grabbing thing right away. Let's see if the song can also live up to it and get San Marino to qualify after a 2-year break from the final. Going to watch the performance now. Okay, there's some kind of radio chatter happening. People are tied up on chains to the ceiling. And lots of pink and black. Okay, so I think Spanish. Okay, there's some guitars in the background that I'm enjoying. Okay, not to the ceiling, to the stands. Okay, definitely very rocky. Okay, I like San Marino singing something in Spanish. Okay, and there's definitely a creative vision happening as well, with everything being pink and black. And there's a bit of a dance happening. I know the sound mixing has been historically bad at San Marino, so I'm not even going to really focus on the vocal quality, but it seems to be fine so far. These seem to be pretty standard Spanish lyrics. Corazón, querer cambiar. But I'm sure there's probably more to it that I just don't understand yet. Wow, these are some intense looks. Do the frog. Or did I misunderstand that just now? I have no idea. Okay. Very unusual dance break for this kind of song. It does sound fairly Spanish. And building tension. I think this is very interesting, to be honest. I like this kind of rock. I mean, it's not an absolutely groundbreaking sound at all, but I enjoy it. Oh, there's Italian now. Has it been Italian the whole time and I just assumed Spanish? Oh, I don't know. Okay, at the end there was a bit of Spanish again. So I guess it's mixed language. Wow. Yeah, I enjoyed that, honestly. I think more than I do Pazza, so that's good. I don't know that the other Eurovision fans are gonna love it. I'm gonna try and find out what language the lyrics are actually in. Seems to be entirely in Spanish. I don't know what I was making up about the Italian at the end there. Apart from the like 2 lines in English as well. I know San Marino does just kind of send whoever has the best song or whoever has the song that the juries vote for the most within Una Voce per San Marino, and anybody can compete in that in the last 3 years. I like it though. It's a pretty basic rock song, so I don't know that it will stick around in my top 10, but it will probably be in my top half by the end of the season. Who took their precious time announcing it? The announcement came at like 1:30. I'm finding it very difficult to try and guess if San Marino will qualify for the final right now, because the sound mixing at Una Voce per San Marino has historically not been great, and this was actually kind of fine, so that gives me some hope. The staging definitely has some ideas, but was still a bit messy because over 2 months to try and neaten everything up. Second half of the second semi-final, so it won't be a show opener, it won't be put in the second slot. I mean, I would say it has a chance, but that chance isn't massive. I like the song. I'm really curious to see what the vibes will be like, what the other Eurovision fans will think of it in the coming days. And I honestly prefer San Marino sending something in Spanish than I do them sending something in English, so that's a plus for me. I'm always a massive fan of Italian, so that would have elevated the song even more for me. Because there seems to be a pretty clear director vision that maybe slightly visually clashes with Bambi Thugs, not entirely. There's like, rabbit looking things as well. And they're in separate semi-finals though, so they won't eat into each other's points then. However, if they do both manage to make it to the final, which I find unlikely that both of them make it in, but I would be pretty happy because I like both of the artists. Smith is a shock winner because I also saw people liking another song for San Marino. Nostalgia, that's the other song that seemed to be getting good reviews from Eurovision fans, and that came in 8th with the jury, so I'm pretty happy for Megara making it through Una Voce per San Marino after being one of the favourites last year in Benidorm Fest. That's pretty nice. I'd be very happy if something like this did make it to the final, but I'm not necessarily expecting it unless the stage show does get pretty elevated and just draws in lots of the televote points for a crazy stage show, which in a televote only semi-final is pretty possible. It could close the show. It would be a fairly decent option for closing semi-final number 2, but it's still too early to say that. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with this song for San Marino, and I'm excited to see what it looks like in Malmö and how it will do. I like the sound. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that you got something out of it. I will see you in the next one when that shows up on your feed. Bye. Hello. Thank you and ever so much. Thank you ever so much. Yep. Hello.